Okay. Here we are. Here we are. Live and direct from the city of Chicago. Fathom DJ, I am sitting here hoping that you can see what I'm about to partake in. This has been one of my favorite shrimp places in the city of Chicago. People say Goose Island. I have not had Goose Island yet since I've returned home. People say Lawrence Fishery. I had Lawrence Fishery on Friday night. It was okay. Never liked Lawrence Fishery in my adult life because the breading is so thick. I had the fish and chips and I had shrimp. This is Hare's. Now, I don't know, the fries already don't look that great to me, but I'm gonna give it to you so you can see it. You wanna see that? You can see it. Hare's Gulf Shrimp is legendary here in the city of Chicago. How was I introduced? I was introduced on, not Twitch, this was before Twitch. I think I found out about them on Ustream 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, I was living in Inglewood and the conversation came up about shrimp, fried shrimp on the south side. I had no references because I've always gone to Goose Island, not so much Lawrence Fishery because Lawrence has lost my interest. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm trying to keep it PC. Everybody is losing the race on fries. They just not, these fries. And I'm not sure if you understand this little cup of coleslaw. I really love coleslaw when it's good. I've had probably the worst coleslaw since I returned. Why am I doing these videos? Because I want to communicate with people. Food is a way to communicate. Music is a way to communicate, but I'm trying to stretch my canvas, that's what I'll say, a little further. These fries are horrible. The fries were horrible for Doc's. The fries were horrible for Just Turkey. I have not had fries that taste like anything worth mentioning yet. But I'm eating them because they go with the shrimp. Now, the shrimp have gotten smaller. Over the years, I noticed a difference. The shrimp used to be nice and hefty. I can't really tell how many there are in there. It might be a good 15 or 20. I'm not gonna tell you how much this costs via Uber Eats. I have a few deficits I'm dealing with right now in terms of transportation and things of that nature. And once again, my boxes and things of that nature have not been delivered. So a lot of my cookware, flatware, plates and stuff are still on the truck, not here in Chicago as of yet. And this is why I'm eating this. I know the owner of Hare's ascended recently. Shrimp still on point. Flavor, still on point. Could they be a little crispier? A smidge. I'm trying not to overly smack. When I'm hungry, I smack. This is my eating time. My energy has been weird. Mercury is in retrograde. I'm struggling with this job choice. I'll say it again, I'm very grateful to have employment. I'm struggling because my spirit really isn't in this job. Sacred, I'm gonna need you to be quiet. Of course, she wants shrimp. Because she's spoiled. Hey, be quiet. Because she's spoiled. So, this is a season of manifestation. I'm not sure how many of you have partaken in praying, how many of you have gotten what your heart has been asking for. I most certainly asked to be brought back to the city of Chicago. I am so grateful to be here. I'm grateful that the shrimp are at least tasty, even though it's a small amount. I'm grateful that I was hireable. I'm grateful that God saw it fit. I'm sleepy. God saw it fit for me to make it back to the city of Chicago from the standpoint of driving. I'm grateful that these people at this opportunity like me. Unfortunately, it's not in line with my passions. It's a lot of work. It's long. It's a lot of standing. And it's almost energyless. Sacred. So as it is a season for asking, being faithful to the process, I'm asking for something that specifically is either in the hospitality industry, on a higher scale, that includes music direction and or DJing, or a very professional day position, potentially as a receptionist, admin, assistant, something that I've done before. That isn't so long and on my feet and grueling, because I'm not trying to put all my business out in the street as it pertains to the opportunity that I took. But it's best when your spirit is in your work. People go, oh, if the money is good, it don't matter. For certain people who are just simply in need of a job, not to say that we don't all need opportunities, it works. I have been an independent contractor. I have worked with companies, but mostly always independent and making my own schedule for well over 20 plus years. Now, in September of 2019, I took the position with Rocksteady. Sacred. No, you cannot have any shrimp. Relax. I took the position with Rocksteady for several reasons. I took that position, number one, because I've always appreciated the vision that Joe Russo has for creating great venues. Number two, because I woke up from the dream, and the dream was specific in my calling and asking him what his next project was. Number three, because it gave me an opportunity to learn hands-on more about the hospitality industry, from the front of the house, back of the house, as well as managing and closing in a restaurant / lounge, because at that time it wasn't like so clubby. It's gotten really clubby at this point. In hindsight, Do I think that there are things that I could have done differently? I probably could have communicated better about my issues. I'm also not in a space anymore of badgering and bashing people, because I definitely had a moment because my emotions were very tied into being relocated, being a part of the opening management team, doing the music directing, and being, you know, on the ground, all in September of 2019, and then being eliminated in March. I had a lot of emotions around that. And I won't say bitter, because in December, September 2019, December 2019, I started asking to be removed because I was unhappy. Again, not putting personal business out, but just energetically, the energy started going in the wrong direction. And it started bothering me spiritually. Now, it was a very tiring task to be at work about 6 days a week, from 3 until sometimes 3 a.m. But overall, I think if I had to say in hindsight, I was more passionate about being a part of that project than I am about where I am right now. I'm just reflecting. It's Mercury's retrograde. I'm not sure who knows or cares, because I don't quite publicize that my birthday is coming up, but it is. I'm not doing all the things that social media would insist that you do when it's your birthday. I kind of did that last year for based on generating interest for a project that I was a part of, the Happier Hour ATL, and at the time the event was called Sunday Soiree. Changed that to Booze and Boogie. But this season for me is transformative. It's very challenging, and I am struggling today. But I'm grateful. And I want to pass along the idea of gratefulness, because if I didn't express my gratefulness, if I did not speak to all that I've experienced, specifically in the last 3 years, then God would probably seek not to further reward me. And I take everything that I experience to some degree as a reward for being faithful and humble to his process. So, from the standpoint of standing firm on my faith, I'm standing firm on my faith. I am hoping, as much as I appreciate the employment and the opportunity that I currently have, that's something that's more aligned with my gifts, and they're more than one. They vary. That something will come along that meets the needs financially, as well as what I envision the direction for my creativity and my professionalism, because I have both. I don't know if you know that, but I pride myself in being professional and crossing my I's and dotting my T's as much as I can. If these fries were crispy, I know they're probably frozen, I would be exceptionally happy about this meal. You can't go wrong with Harris. The flavor is correct. Correct. It's really good. The size could be a little bigger, but the flavor is good. They give you they still give you a decent amount of shrimp. It's on Uber Eats. It's here on the south side. It's a little further than Bronzeville, of course. But it's the best fish that I've had in the last 2 weeks. So I'm grateful for that as well. I am sending you cosmic kisses and well wishes. And let's manifest together. Let's pray together. And if we are humble and faithful to the process, then we will be rewarded. But you're not going to get a reward. Cosmic kisses. Fathom DJ live and direct. Space.